Hello. No, actually, I just started about 30 seconds ago. So I guess nobody's here yet. Keychain, yeah. I made that keychain myself. That was a good one. Hey, hello. Hey, God, Ruja. How you guys doing? Hi, dears. I'm good, thank you. Still have a small issue here. Whew, I don't know why. Anyway, gonna just keep going. Thanks, Ruja. Really appreciate that. Oh, I forgot. You're my moderator. Oh, that's great. I don't have to set it again. You're still my moderator. Awesome. Hey, Ruja, it's all good. That's fantastic. And I'm very happy today. I got a different time for the stream because I usually do it in the morning, but today is Sunday. I sort of slept in a bit, so I'm doing that at the night time here. Okay, so I did a cyberpunk style Gojo another day. I think that was the day before yesterday, or maybe just yesterday. I can't remember. um, and today I want to try to do a version of Tanjiro, the similar version, but um, I do not have like full blue reference I can find, so I'm gonna just try to create something based on my memories and imaginations. Hopefully, that's not gonna be too bad towards the end. Actually, when I did my the drawing of Gojo, because there's I believe that was AI generated pictures, I still have a lot of things that I need to update and change because it wasn't just very clear about where everything what everything is. Um, I think most of AI images are like that. They give you a rough impression of how everything would look like, but then once you start to um, work on that or dig into it, you'll find lots of little troubles, little problems here and there. Oh, India. That's gonna be what 3:30 in the afternoon, I suppose. Something like that. Hello. Yeah, head to gym now. Enjoy your exercise session. I just did a whole bunch of kickboxing about an hour ago after dinner. It was really, really good session. Now I'm super tired. Oh, that's awesome. What a life. I wish I can just go to a cafe and do some sketching there. Um, really, I haven't had that type of chill for a very long time. I should try to restore that type of life. Hey, somebody realized that. Oh yeah, that's this the the what you call this? The earring, yeah, the earring kind of sold it. Yep, I am working on Tanjiro at the moment. Again, I want to do like a half human, half machine type of Tanjiro. I know that sounds a bit insane, but just want to give that a try. Yep, that is Tanjiro. Yeah, yeah, I'm happy with Copic fine liners. If I compare to other brands, that this one is actually worked very well, especially on this paper. I used to use one of the generic ones. That was pretty good too. But on this paper, that one, this is very smooth paper, so the surface absorbance is very normal. If you put alcohol-based ink on that, it gets sucked in straight away, no doubt about that. But any other type of ink would stay at the surface for a little while before it gets absorbed. But Copic fine liner, I'm not sure what's the kind of what type of ink did it have in there, but it dries super quick on these. So rarely I'll have an issue of smudging with this type of ink. But still, like if you decided you're gonna do full blown colors, you're probably better off with like start with a pencil and trace the outlines towards the end. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. So after the color, you can add the outline, and it's definitely gonna make it look better. So you have no issues when you do color, because even though these fine liners really well, um, and it performed very good, if you use marker to go over that a few more times, it's basically it's like a try your best to smudge it. It will still go a little off. Not like it's get like really messy, but it's not going to be like perfectly still on paper. So there's still something like that that we need to take care of when using this one. I actually never try to color and then do the outlines because I used to just do the outline first. Yet I think for most of the markers, or a very safe option will be pencil and kneadable rubber. Get rid of most of the pencil and then color and then outline. I know it sounded a little different from how most people would do, but that's just how I imagine that could be the best way of doing that. Paper. Um, this is the Ohuhu um, marker pad, and it's designed for alcohol marker. The paper has like really smooth surface, and the um, it's really bleed proof. Yeah, it is really bleed proof. So if you, it doesn't really matter how many layers you draw, the ink is not going to go through to the back of the paper. So it's quite safe. It's not very thick though, so if you draw your draft on that and just rub things out a few more times, the paper surface will get a little, um, just a little damaged, but still it will stop the alcohol ink from going through the paper. Very amazing sketchbook, I had to say, because any other sketchbooks, even if it's like a good watercolor pad, the alcohol ink would just always bleed through it. I think it's because the molecule of alcohol is very thin compared to, very small compared to water. So those sketchbook designed for watercolor, yeah, it's not really designed for markers. And this one is like purely designed for marker. So in that case, it's a very good sketchbook. Actually, I have never seen any other paper that could be as bleed proof as this one, because I tried to, I like deliberately try to make it bleed through with like 20 layers in one section, but it didn't go through. It was amazing. There are two type of sketchbook that, well, actually quite a few different type of sketchbook that Ohuhu made. This is the one that says bleed proof. Yeah, and I only got like half of the covers, so it's quite easy to identify when you purchase that. That's not a commercial for for anything. It's just the one I'm using right now. Um, okay, I'll be honest with you. If you are, if you have lots of money, then Copic. I'm not joking. Generally speaking, the quality of Copic marker isn't great compared to Ohuhu, but the ink quality and the color is quite consistent. So for me, like the marker I've been using for 10 years um, from Copic, I can still use it today, and I can still refill the ink using their refillers, and the ink color will be the same with what they sold me like 10 years ago. So it's quite consistent. With Ohuhu, mm, we need time to say. We can't really say that right now because Ohuhu is a rather newish brand. Um, I don't really know if the ink is gonna last because for most of the newish brands, um, they're still developing, so they will be like new formulas of ink coming out and adjustments of like color selections and all that. So yeah, if you don't mind about like color changes or you know those type of stuff, then go ahead with Ohuhu. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you really care about the quality and you want to make or you want to get the best quality of the world, Copic, yes, that's the way to go. The other difference between them is that the Copic markers, how do you put this? How do you put it this way? Um, the nib of Copic marker is actually softer compared to Ohuhu. So if you draw with Ohuhu and you want to do a lot of blendings, sometimes what the nib will do is when it's very tough, it will scratch the old color. It will like chisel up the old color a little bit and blend in the new color. But with Copic markers, because the nib is quite soft, it's not going to chisel up your um, your previous ink. It will just go blend with it. So I'd say in terms of blending, um, Ohuhu I will give like 8 out of 10, and Copic will be 10. But don't get me wrong, okay? The price is like a huge difference. If you buy one of the Ohuhu marker, one of Copic markers, you can buy 5 colors from Ohuhu. So yeah, it really is your choice. No problem, no problem. I think it's good to share some ideas because I've been using them for a while and I don't really like to make tutorials myself. I'm glad you asked so I can kind of tell you. Um, yeah. Um, Look, if I'm really rich, I'll totally buy all the colors from Copic for sure and all the refills. Um, yeah. But first of all, I'm not rich, and second of all, well, there's an alternative, so why not? Oh, by the way, I'm not sure if that works for you guys because we're in different country. I did buy some like when I was in college. I did buy some second-hand Copic markers, and it worked pretty well. Like some of them are getting a little drier because they didn't close the lid properly. Um, but most of them works perfectly fine. So I'd say if you wish so, you can buy some secondhand and just continue with it. Yeah. Well, I was lucky about that. know what? I'm pretty happy with what I got so far. Um, oh no, it's fine. Tomorrow will be no live streams. It's all good. um, yeah, tomorrow I will be like super busy. So actually I was thinking about to reduce the number of live streams I make. Although I'm still gonna make videos. But I'm not sure about if I should continue with live stream. Um, it doesn't actually. It doesn't really bother me with like drawing and put it on live, but um, somehow I kind of feel like um, there's no real point of doing that. Yeah, because again, drawing is something pretty boring. I don't know if people like to watch it, and I'm not that kind of a person who can talk a lot while drawing at the same time. I know a lot of people can do that. Like I actually followed a Japanese artist who can just talk and draw at the same time. I feel really amazed about that. Um, but it's not for myself, so I'd imagine I'm probably gonna do less live stream later on. I mean, less. I'm not saying I'm gonna stop that completely, but perhaps um, 3 or 4 times a week instead of 6, 7 times a week. Man, thank you so much for your support again. Yeah, totally appreciate that. All right, that's good to know. Um, Thank you so much. I guess people have like different expectations when they see live stream. Some people expecting um, lots of talking and lots of opinions. But yeah, for me, if you talk about art with me, totally fine. But other things, like I'm not that kind of person who would just discuss about personal life in the live stream. There's no point of doing that. I I'm not interested in that either. I am a pretty boring person apart from drawing. Now today I'm gonna swap to a fatter marker because I have a lot to fill in the color here. So I'm gonna try to use 1.0. I usually use 0. This is what I'm been using for a while. 0.3. That's the main thing I'm doing. Oh, here you go. And this is the other one. This is the 1.0. So they're very different. The 0.3 is quite thin. Can you see the difference? Yeah, I'm gonna try to use this one because I wanna fill in some colors. I wanna block some colors out. Okay, so I'm happy with the lower part. Now we're gonna move on to the middle of the face. Yeah, totally. I know they're very pricey. Like, um, especially if you're outside of Japan. In Japan, they're quite cheap. They're not expensive at all. So, um, yeah, if I have a friend who go to Japan, I'll ask them to buy a few of these for me. Because a lot of friends of mine, they're like artists or art student. When they go there, they'll go to the what you call it, stationery shops, because Japan has like big stationery shops. They can just get there from there. Hello, hey Ellie. I just walked to my black marker. Oh, this one is actually Copic, yeah. Because Copic has two type of blacks, and both of them are kind of darker than the Ohuhu black. So I have this very strong um, need about with black. So if one color couldn't give me like 100% black, I'll get really frustrated. So with the other colors, they're all perfectly fine. But with black, I had to go back to Copic and use their blacks. I totally agree. I totally agree. But look, talking in the shorts still require me to. Yeah, look, it still require me to write a script and just like do something with it or say something with it. I need to do things like recording and think about topics and stuff like that. Um, yeah, look, if I have time, I'll totally do that. But most of the time, I don't have a lot of time lately. Um, yeah, after I done this illustration project, I'll definitely focus a lot more on my shorts and make sure people watch it. But now I'm just like trying my best to pump out something every day. Um, so I don't lose my kind of what you call these momentums. That's right. Because momentum for me is quite important. Once I stopped or I lose it, I will just like stop the whole thing together, which is bad because I've been building this momentum, trying to build this momentum since 2003, and it's been a year and a half now. So yeah, that's why I'm saying I can't really stop that. And that is why most of my shorts are kind of boring, just like most regular like drawing videos. I've checked the most popular anime drawing video for last couple of months. There was this guy who was doing um, transition between the stickman to the actual anime figure, where he will actually draw a stick figure to start with, and then build details on top of that stick figure and turn that into like a really good drawing of an anime character, which looks great. Voiceover? You mean like? Yeah, yeah, they are amazing. Like voiceover. Do you mean like just talk about what I draw? Um, well, I suppose I could. Yeah, I suppose that's not gonna be too hard. If I'm just tell people, oh, I'm doing arms right now, and I'm doing like legs right now and stuff like that. Yeah, well, I guess anything is better than a quiet video. um, anything, as long as people talking at the background, that kind of works. It's better than just deadly quiet. Yeah, YouTube does this really strange thing. I have been YouTube has their um, music library. I've been using their music libraries for lots of different things. For mostly drawing videos. But then one day they kind of tell me like one of my videos have like copyright warning thing because my video is uh, my video in the video I used some people's song, but that song that I used was in the YouTube music library. So I'm like totally confused. It was like recommended song to me while I was uploading it. Very strange situation. So I have to just take the video down and use some other song or audios for that video. Well, yep, yes, I am an artist, I suppose. That's what I do for a living. Okay. Mm, mm, it looks AI. Yeah, it does look a bit like AI. Mm, okay. Da, da, da. All right. It's kind of hard for me to tell nowadays when I look for a reference. Um, I wish in Instagram there will be a tab like telling you which of the artwork is AI created. Um, yeah, so that would be a lot easier for us to kind of tell. But again, Pinterest is a website where people just collect um, pictures. So maybe the creator or the collector themselves don't even know, or they don't even care if it's AI created. They just like to see good pictures. Mm, I remember I remember a few days ago, Sam Does Art made a video about AI art, and he's like exposed, not really exposed, um, but talk about the other YouTube artist who who uses AI, like draw over AI pictures. I mean, Sam does art himself, don't really like AI art, which I totally understand. And he's not trying to stop that person use AI, or draw over AI. I guess the AI art is there and you can't stop it. Um, but the problem is, uh, if you draw over AI, you gonna say it. Okay, you're gonna tell people that that's what you do. Um, if you draw over AI but you don't admit that, that's a different thing. Because I know for a fact a lot of my reference I found from Pinterest are kind of AI generated images. Um, but it's fine. Like the one I did yesterday was totally AI generated. And that's why there's a lot of small issues there. Um, but yeah, well, I guess I say it and that will be fine. But if I tell you that this is a completely self-created image, but then it's actually AI created image, then that's not good. I don't think that's a good thing. Okay. Oh, the hair here is not perfect, so can I just try my best to change it a bit? I should make my. Oh, yeah, good idea. Make a good signature out of it. Well, yeah, that's totally a good way of like protecting things. But look, how do you what's your opinion about that? So if somebody draw over an AI generated image, um, if the AI generated image has copyright, then I guess that's not a good thing. Um, but would the AI generated image consider having a copyright? That's something I don't really know. Yeah, I guess the only thing I know is if you do your schoolwork with AI, you are having a big trouble. Hello, how are you? Okay, it's getting there. I think I'm doing some just a little things here and there to patch up some areas to make it look good, and I'll cool it off once that's done. Alright, that's about it. I'm done for today's drawing, I guess. Is there anything else I need to do? Small patch ups here around the hair area, but most other areas have already been worked out, so thank you so much for that. Yeah, I like the eye too. The eye looks pretty nice and pop, I suppose. I can add a little more white into it if I feel like it's not dark enough. I'm sorry, bright enough. Just tiny bit. Because when the white was applied, it's very strong. But once it dries, it kind of become a little lighter. Awesome. So how was the exam? I hope everything went well for you. Hang on, do you have an exam on Saturday? That wasn't very good. I wish they have you got that on weekdays, not on Saturday. Um, yeah, I'll be really mad if I had to take an exam on Saturday. That's good. That's good. Oh, who likes the exam? That's great. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm down for the artwork today. I hope you like it. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to make a few more of these type of videos later in the week. But this is what I have today. Bye bye. See you later. Thank you so much, girl. You are a star. Great. Guys, you have a good evening, good afternoon, or good morning. See you later.